do a podcast. We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you want to do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Come?
Alright, I'll do my own bit for myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Okay, you're unmuted, I say. And then I just hear a belch. It is an audio-only episode of the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Hi everyone, I'm Boater.
I'm Dave, man.
And Dave, I was so thrown off by all the excitement that I almost forgot to put a joke together, so forgive me, this one's gonna be worse than usual. A clone trooper walks into a bar and asks the barman, "Hey, have you seen my brother?" "I don't know," says the barman. "What's he look like?"
I don't get it.
You're really quiet. Let me boost that really quick. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Boater. I've already done this part. I don't know. I'm lost. Dave,
Wait,
how's
I
it
don't
going
get
over
the
there?
joke. Steve, go back. I don't get the joke. What if...
It's a clone trooper, and he says, "Have you seen my brother?"
Oh, he's a clone. So they all look this...
Yes,
Okay.
Dave. Yes, Dave.
Well, now that I'm up to speed with the joke...
Yay! Do we want to bring people up to speed on why this is an audio-only podcast really quick, and then we'll roll into what we got?
So for you wonderful folks that follow us on Instagram, that follow me on my various pursuits, you saw that we were social mediaing the shit out of yesterday's Behind the Counter podcast, where we were going to make an announcement that was going to change Insane Games TV forever. And I mean, this is vampantly different from previous content. So we did, in fact, change everything forever. Unfortunately, in our large announcement, we also realized that we must have made a critical role fail on something, because our relationship with Spectrum Internet is at an all-time low, to the point where they won't even return Dan's calls.
Oh my god.
Dan also may or may not have said some key things to them, but they deserve it. And
I'm sure. And I'm sure that Dan did not decide that now was the good time to start holding his tongue.
Exactly. And why would you, when you pay those dickheads so much money, and they have already gotten in so much trouble by the state by the fact that they are the only game in town and they're garbage.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this program is potentially a sign of things to come until
I'm just showing everyone what the result is of Dan versus Spectrum. A new top of the Dead to Dan list.
It's hard to get to number one, by the way. It's really hard.
There's 50-something things on the Dead to Dan list. Spectrum topped them all.
Rolled a one for internet. Exactly, more like rigor mortis. So this episode is going to be broadcast in a very strange fashion, and thank you, Boater, for being so flexible.
Absolutely.
And we did have a large announcement, but before we get to that, I do want to do a little bit of our usual rigmarole at the top. But
rigmarole?
We actually...
Hi? What? I don't know.
What's up, Boater?
Nothing. Making awful jokes. Don't mind me. Nothing's changed. Some things never change, David.
So, unfortunately, we were going to have a guest tonight. The guest is someone that works for Insane Games TV, so he's kind of used to rolling with these punches, and he will have a really cool announcement. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're in the Garnted Cult, you are very familiar with this character. Ready your exclamation point, Steves, because we are joined live in studio by the man, the myth, the legend, the video editor for Insane Games TV, Steve. How are you today, my friend?
Doing pretty good. How about yourselves?
Oh no, I wasn't prepared to be asked how good I am. I mean, I'm doing. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
Better than bad.
Conversation topics. Oh God.
Oh God, not small talk, anything but.
Glasses, not the socially accepted glasses. So, and what you just heard was Dan coming in and out to make sure that we were actually doing the program. But
no, this would be quite a big front. Just sitting here.
I don't know. We could try to get away with like seeing how long we could sit here and do absolutely nothing to keep Dan from coming back in to do stuff. But, Steve,
I would be up for a Nerd Glasses Bluff podcast where we just pretend we're doing the podcast but aren't online, but are online because we owe it to our viewers. So instead of broadcasting from the main camera, we're broadcasting from like a behind the scenes camera, but we don't acknowledge it at all. I'm down for a weird convoluted bluff podcast, Dave. I want to do it now.
Once Insane Games TV gets a little bigger, we will absolutely start doing in vogue streams where it's like, no one acknowledge the camera. No one's allowed to use the word I during the entirety of the stream.
April 1st Bluffcast. Hold on, I need to check if April 1st lands on a Tuesday. That's not my calendar. Where's my calendar? Anyway, continue while I engage in. No, it's a Thursday. Damn it.
Thursday. None of us have a program then.
Terrible.
So, I did want to resume a little bit of normalcy on the program.
Yes.
And I want to talk about games that are coming out in the next 7 days.
Yep.
And boy howdy, have we got some doozies, some sports games, and some games that are going to make you think, the fuck were they thinking? And why did they approve this? We're going to start with today. It's October for those of you who have been hibernating since, who wanted to be woken up when September ended. So you're here in October. It's spoopy season. And in fitting as such, as of today, on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Microsoft Windows, you can join in Remothered Broken Porcelain.
What?
It is a survival horror game created and directed by Italian video game artist and director Chris Darrell. And they do not necessarily have many other famous titles, except for the fact that this is technically a sequel to 2018's Remothered Tormented Fathers, excuse me.
Okay.
And it is a game about a young girl being expelled from Flemington Girls Institute, an all-girls boarding school. She suffers an injury attempting to escape from the local area where she is supposed to be waiting for her parents to come pick her up, where they're going to scowl and wag finger.
Yep.
It looks like BioShock Infinite.
It really is BioShock Infinite. The reality is that it's a survival horror game about you being a young girl on your own in a very terrifying town. So it's Resident Evil 4, just where they took away, what's his name's guns?
Leon?
Yeah. It's Leon Kennedy sans guns. Cute character, great gameplay, terrible things
happen, probably getting hunted by Shia LaBeouf.
Exactly. LaBeouf. And I know what you're thinking. Remothered, that sounds really weird. I'm not into that. Well, don't you worry, because if you're on the Nintendo Switch, what the crap? Oh, this one's getting thrown out. Screw you, Tennis World Tour, for lying about your release dates. You're off the list. Turning right over to, it's sports game season, and this Friday, if you're a fan of ice skating, if you're a fan of sticks, if you're a fan of dental work, then NHL 21 shall be skating straight into your hearts and your disc trays, available on all AAA platforms, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yay. I was wondering where the hell you were going with that. You said ice skating, and for some reason in my head I was thinking figure skating. I was like, is it going to be a figure skating game?
Oh my god, I wouldn't have buried the lead like that if it was a figure skating game.
Mario and Sonic, the Olympic Winter Games, announced like 2 years in advance.
I know, Boater, you're going to be very upset to learn that NHL 21, not a Battle Royale game.
Come on, really?
I know. They somehow have not yet figured out how to put 100 skaters in one rink where you all try to get one puck into some particular goal. But they're trying. They're working. EA Vancouver and EA Sports. Honestly, once again, just like FIFA, NHL, not a bad title.
I feel like NHL would lend itself pretty well to Battle Royale. I think
really
figure skating would do it, but Tonya Harding would be the one to win every single time.
Of course, for on the ice reasons.
Yeah, of course. No, on the ice, I'm still going old school and like Scott Hamilton. I think that's his name. Anyway. I just like the dude that was doing backflips out on the ice. Anyway, NHL.
So, yeah, NHL 21, the one thing I will say for this game in my personal experience was, up here in Glens Falls, we do have a what is basically amounts to a semi-professional hockey team.
Yeah.
In NHL, you can play in that arena.
Mm-hmm.
They went through
really?
and they photocapped all of the affiliated league stadiums.
That's
so
awesome.
So that's one of the reasons that I give that and FIFA a lot of credit, because they put the effort into the legacy content.
Yeah.
So that when you do the campaign mode and you start off at putsy little rinks, it's actually those putsy little rinks where big players started.
That's awesome. It's not just like the same model with slightly different sponsors and like, a banner for the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota.
Bingo. I know what you're thinking, Boater. Ice skating, if it's not Battle Royale, I'm out. But
yeah, clearly.
Also coming out this Friday to the Nintendo Switch, it's a port from a Japanese release that came out in 2018. It's Zoids Wild Blast Unleashed. I know, those words don't seem to make any sense, which directly tells you that it is a port from Japan on the Nintendo Switch. To be honest, I don't like the look of it because the Zoids are not of the scale as they were in the anime. Instead, the characters that are piloting the Zoids are sitting on them a la any children's movie, a la Appa.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
A la Appa when Aang and everyone are riding it. This game looks interesting. It looks like it's got some interesting battle mechanics. All of the classic style Zoids are in the game, so you can play as the Ligers, the Foxes, the other names that have been lost to time on me. There's a Centipede one. But to be honest, doesn't get my vote because I don't like the fact that it's supposed to be a mech, and people don't.
And it looks like a robot puppy. Robot puppies are fine. Robot puppies are cool, but they're not what we're looking for with this property.
I love Demon Dragon. Ooh, Zoids! Wait, that's not
real Zoids! I'm unfamiliar with what Zords are, so Steph will have to educate me.
I'll be glad to in the future as long as Dan's not here to catch me talking about mecha.
You're not Steph, but okay.
So, the last one, but certainly not least, is a very innovative thing from Nintendo that's going to combine your Nintendo Switch and Mario RC Cars.
What?
Yes, it's a device, and it is titled Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. The way the game works is you will use your Switch as an RC car controller, and you will take it around, you will photograph the area you're going to be using, and then the game automatically makes a 4-gate checkpoint race around a particular area, and you can choose how many laps you do. But
that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really cool sort of augmented reality kind of thing.
It's Nintendo using augmented reality to a really good effect.
Yeah,
I think.
Now, like, if it plays as seamlessly as we all want it to, then yes. If it gets laggy because of like video lag in the transmission, or with input lag, or anything like that, or anything like jumpy with the AR not properly going between cars, then that's going to be a lot rougher. But like looking at it now, just looking at that preview image, the idea is really promising. And how many ducats do I have to drop for this? Because I'm interested.
Per card. 100.
$100. All right.
Ew! They only have Mario and Luigi?
Yeah.
Well, Dave, guess you're playing Luigi.
I mean, I have no problem with that, but I'm not shelling out 100 ducats. Also,
do you need 2 switches in order to have 2 people play against each other?
You need one cart per one switch.
Okay. Well, one cart per switch, but can you run both Mario and Luigi off of one? Sorry, cart. Do you mean cartridge or like what they're driving?
The cart in reference to what they're driving.
What they're driving. Okay. Yeah, that gets expensive really fast then. Like if it was something that they had, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser, and you were able to play, using Joy-Cons or something. But obviously part of the appeal is being able to use the screen. So I don't know. I think the price of entrance is a little too high for that to see any sort of widespread adoption. Andy Klaus Prime says that you can repaint Luigi and carefully cut to make the more jagged mustache, and pretty soon we have everyone's favorite. Wah!
Wah! Funny enough, I don't even see a link to try to buy one of these things.
As I look around, I'm seeing stuff at co.uk. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like announcements for that. I think just we've gotten a launch trailer. They've said the idea of what it's gonna be. Yeah, they're hyping it.
Well, they better get their shit together. They've got 4 days.
Okay. Well, let's see. How to buy. That's not actually telling me how to buy. It doesn't tell me where to go to get it. Is it like just in the UK? Hold on.
Just for giggles, I'm searching on the best of buys.
Yeah.
And even they're still saying coming soon.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
I think we've had the wool pulled over our eyes.
And they have, well, I mean, they could pull a miraculous turnaround. You know what I think it might be? That Best Buy doesn't want, companies don't want to deal with the fact that people are pissed because they can't pre-order the Xbox. They can't pre-order the PS4. And now they can't even get that gosh darn Mario game to get their kid to shut up and leave him alone about the PS5.
Yeah. And of course, like, directly ordering from Nintendo's website isn't a thing. Here we go. Target. I'm seeing the Mario set available at Target, showing as coming soon. So they don't have pre-orders set up, but if you go to the Target website, I see the Mario set is available at the moment.
Best Buy has both Luigi and Mario, but they are saying pre-order coming soon as well.
I don't know about like. Yeah, they may just do like regular orders instead of pre-orders.
Just for giggles, for all of you watching out there, this Friday when I get out of work, I will go to Best Buy and Target, and I will try to find one. Unless someone is willing to shell out them ducats, I'm not buying one of them. But
yeah, no. And like I could see it being a single player thing because, obviously they have the AI racers that are in there as well. Like looking at the box for the Mario set, instead of Luigi in the back there like I've got on screen, they've got 2 more of the kind of holographic racers.
Yeah, I was going to say I like the holographic racer, which kind of shows like, hey, don't expect to buy a Bowser Jr. car. Like,
yeah. Well, it's like if you get the game single player and you aren't playing together, which I assume network play will be a thing so that you can have 2 people on the same track. But it's like it will still be a thing with just one car going around the place and still trying to pick up power-ups. So, okay, I see it. But if you're racing an RC car, you want other RC cars to be racing it against.
That is literally 100% of the reason like RC groups still exist to this day, so that you can have this passion and be together in one room and talk about how much money you have sunk into that car that's currently on fire on the track.
That's true. When we're talking about, oh, you got to buy $100 one plus a $300 Switch or $200 or $250 Switch Lite for every single one, our C-car enthusiasts, they look at that and say chump change.
Yeah.
Under 500 for your thing? Do it.
We had a dude come in and he tried to sell us a drone here at Insane Games.
Ooh.
And I said to him, like, oh, because he was like talking about like, yeah, it's the cutter droid from Gears of War.
Huh.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, how much did you spend on it? And he kind of laughed and he was like, oh, yeah, I only bought it for $150. And I was like, but it's a cheap as shit. Like,
oh, God.
And then he was like, yeah, well, that's not anything compared to how much I spend on it. And I was like, God.
Yeah.
Why are video game people not collectively pooping on RC fanatics? Like,
because at the end of the day, they have something physical that they can play with, whereas all we have are ones and zeros.
I like my ones and zeros. They keep me warm. Except one time, Potter, I thought I saw two.
Ones and zeros keep me warm when the graphics card is working on them really fast. Hey, Vladdy, how's it going?
So, Boater, that's all the games that are coming out in the next week.
Okay.
Folks, if you see any titles that you're excited about, small games, big games, let us know. Add us on our various social medias. In fact, if you type in the words Boaterbug at anything, you will get Boater. Mm-hmm. So,
if I may interject with something else that is releasing,
please,
in the near 2 hours of future, Smash Brothers Ultimate DLC Pack number 7 for Minecraft Steve should be out by 9 o'clock ish.
Nice.
So you're getting a character in Smash.
I wish I would. Wish that was me.
So
I would not.
Okay, so it's not you in Minecraft getting a character. It's the main character in Minecraft.
Yes. Whose actual name is, I believe, Steve with a question mark, but nobody bothers to write it that way anymore, which is unfortunate.
I enjoy the fact that answer is definitely one of those floated across the table, and someone just went, "It's Steve," and the person wrote it down and like walked away, and they're like, "Wait, no." Auntie, I did not mention Torchlight 3. But let me pull that up. I know that... Actually, is that coming out this week? It is.
Yes, actually, I saw a few reviews of it, too. I didn't get the chance to read them. But, yeah, I remember Torchlight. Torchlight was one of those games that I think was after Diablo 2 that was kind of filling that gap for the 13 years before we got Diablo 3.
Yes.
I think it was one of those genre of games.
I mean, it was also... So that game was also joined by Max Schaefer and Eric Schaefer, co-designer Diablo and Diablo 2.
Yep.
So this really was like one of those, like... not to say holdovers, but they didn't stay with it, so, you know.
Yeah.
See, if you're a fan of dungeon crawling, hacking, and slashing, and potentially playing as one of the best character classes, you should definitely look that up. It'll be releasing today, actually. Holy crap. Torchlight 3, Torchlight Frontiers. Thank you very much, Auntie, for... they were real colorful to the distance whining about Diablo 3 being so colorful.
Yeah, that was good stuff. And I like how well Blizzard leaned into that too. I still kind of wish that I'd gotten one of the Diablo 3 shirts that's all like fluffy unicorns and stuff.
I saw that stuff and I knew exactly it was the same amount of troll power as you have a phone, don't you? But at least that had like energy of attacking one particular subsection of the internet instead of all of the people in total.
Well, it's the difference is that with the Diablo 3's Too Colorful thing, that was a subset of criticism focused on a little bit of gameplay that they'd seen that frankly was just kind of dumb. It was fan dumb. And so they just like leaned into it to make fun of them. Whereas you have a phone, don't you? Wasn't planned, wasn't a marketing thing. It was a spur of the moment, honest reaction when the entire community said no. So they're very different energies.
Where they are, but it's still trolling people, and it's hilarious. So right now, Boater, you and I can see Steve if I look at him, but you and I can't see Steve, and the people watching on the Nerd Glasses can't see Steve either.
Nope.
But you know what? Starting this Saturday, people will be able to see Steve in something new, exciting, and, to borrow a phrase from Bill and Ted, most excellent.
Yeah.
Steve, here to outline what you're doing?
All right. So, you know me. You know my buddy Brandon, right? Of the duo variety. He came up with this idea for a show for Insane Games TV called One Man's Trash. It's basically he and I go out to different garage sales, yard sales, any kind of sales, see what we can find, see what we can snag for the store and for our personal collections. And this Saturday, hopefully around 5:30ish, the pilot episode will be up, followed by in 2 weeks after that, the first official episode.
Okay, so this is well, where can we find this? Where can we find it's called One Man's Trash?
Yep. It will be on the YouTube channel for Insane Games TV.
Nice. Which those of you watching on Twitch, you can just look at the description below, and there is a link to our YouTube channel in the About Insane Games TV box.
So, wait, Demon Dragon saying, are yard sale, garage sales still a thing? Well, I'm actually happy that Steve, and more like Rigor Mortis saying, please describe Steve. Steve is tall. If you watch the Weekend Wednesday, he's actually in the intro video proposing to his fiancée Nicole. Steve is tall, well built as a Nordic barbarian.
A bit pudgy.
And a redhead. So
only a red beard, brown hair, but
Steve's a redhead when he gets the sun. So
yeah, upside down, I would be a redhead.
So
you point a UV flashlight at him for 2 seconds and instant freckles.
Yeah.
What's going on, Belay the Rando? So Steve, a question for you: are your garage sales still a thing?
Surprisingly, there are a lot. Like around this time, there's just a lot, especially around here, like town-wide garage sales.
Yeah.
Like about a month ago, we hit the Greenfield one. A few weeks back, we hit the one all the way up and more north of Lake George, the Warrensburg area, and it was fun. We found a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I think it's something where people, that are more conscious of social distancing are able to do that when they have it as like a yard sale. It's still outside. It's fine like that. And also for people that have been, stuck inside their houses for however long, if you've been inside your house for 3 months straight and you haven't used the thing, you're never going to use the thing. So get rid of it.
Yes.
Steve, what sort of precautions are you and Brandon taking? Because we want you, Dan and I were asking you about this before as you were going to pitch the pilot. But can you outline to people what are you doing at the garage sales to keep yourself safe and to keep the folks at their garage sales safe too?
We're socially distant. We all wear our masks, have hand sanitizer on us. A lot of the people there at all the different places have like hand sanitizer set up and signs like please social distance, use masks and all that stuff.
That's awesome. So any wild stories thus far yet?
Found a $2 iPod at work.
Holy crap.
Wow. Like iPod Touch 2nd gen. I keep looking at that camera like it's like
I'm very glad that I keep seeing you doing it, and it makes me really happy, Boater, that every time Steve answers a question, he looks directly at the camera to look at the Nerd Glasses audience to will his love to them. Steve was so crestfallen when he found out we were going to be talking via my phone on my data, our part of the podcast.
Yeah.
But so if you guys have any questions for Steve about what's the program called again? One Man's Trash?
One Man's Trash, yes.
I love that name. I'm very happy that the proposed name came out.
It was all Brandon's idea. I don't want to take all the credit for it.
Is there any possibility of it airing on Twitch, even as reruns, quote unquote, that people who are just following on Twitch right now, and you should subscribe to the YouTube channel, but people that are just on Twitch, is there a chance for people to see it there like that, or is that still being worked out?
That's still being worked out right now.
Okay.
Although, Boater, that could be a good idea just in case programs that you and I are very resilient, as are many of the other folks on Insane Games TV. But if it comes to a point where their program absolutely cannot happen, I watched the pilot episode. I gotta say, I would have no problem with that taking place of one of my broadcasts. It was damn good, fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be because sometimes it happens, and it'd be cool to have programs like One Man's Trash, and I'm really excited for this being our first kind of foray into something pre-recorded, and it's not to be a little self-deprecating here. It's not just a let's play, which a pre-recorded thing of what's already going on. It is something that really only works in a pre-recorded format, but it's still true to what we do here on the network. So I'm really happy for it.
Me and Brandon and I also do pre-recorded YouTube stuff on the D Duo. Almost spelled. Be sure to check that out. That camera's not working.
And by all means, drop a link in chat for our wonderful viewers to see where they can see more of you.
Job gesturing towards the cameras. Unfortunately, cameras are off, Steve. But a question, Steve: If the members of say the Nerd Glasses or the Garnted Cult from the Weekend Wednesday, the Chev Heads over at Danny NASCAR, if we were looking forward to seeing a particular item or wanting you guys to look out for something, is that something someone could comment on the YouTube videos and say, hey, look out for this, or I'd love to see some footage of that, or how many pets did you pets?
Yes.
All right.
But that's not our channel. Someone else has a D-Duo channel.
Steve, one more time. So that's One Man's Trash premiering live on Insane Games TV's YouTube. What day and what time?
This Saturday at around 5:30, 5:45, because YouTube is very weird about exactly on the half hours.
Oh, trust me, Boater knows all about that.
Yep, they do. You can schedule for every 15 minutes. So.
More Like Rigor Mortis has a request in for petting montage, please.
We'll do our best.
Boater.
Dave.
Firstly, all of us at the Nerd Glasses want to send out a heartfelt congratulations to the winners of the 2020 Overwatch League Championships. This was only the third year of the Overwatch League on, just in general from Activision Blizzard. The San Francisco Shock won it in a nail-biting broadcast that I watched this past Saturday. Great games back and forth between the San Francisco Shock and the Shanghai Dragons, but the San Francisco Shock have rolled back the clock and become the first two-time champions in that league. So congratulations to them, their efforts, and everyone in the Overwatch League for not only surviving the transition from Twitch to YouTube, but which was a tough transition because there was a lot of better technical on their end, but a lot less audience interaction and interactivity on the YouTube end.
Yep.
However, they weathered through. The Overwatch League did a fantastic job, Boater. Speaking of things that were COVID proof, of canceling the studio spaces. They had all of the casters and all the commentators. They were at home. They were doing their part, and they were being screened in to talk to each other. All the players already have houses where they practice, and they just literally did the competitions from there.
Yep.
So congrats.
Although this reminds me, and oddly enough, I heard about this news, that the NBA reported that they've had 0 incidences of COVID because they went into a bubble for their league.
Yes.
And which is certainly extreme but necessary when you're doing something like that needs to be in person. Overwatch League didn't need to go quite that far because, as you say, a lot of it's a very work from home friendly league.
Yeah.
But still something like worth pointing out, like places that are doing it right are taking it seriously and are taking these steps.
So, Boater, by the way, now that you brought up basketball, do you know who won the NBA Finals this past weekend?
Oh, I have no idea.
Guess an NBA team that could have won.
Lakers.
You are exactly right.
Okay.
This is the 17th title for the LA Lakers, and in his 4th title win, the Finals MVP was LeBron James.
Who else would it be?
I mean,
who's up there on Dan's list, but not number 1.
Yeah, LeBron James may be up on the list. Anthony Davis could have won the title, but that's for a different program because I can already feel Boater checking out. So, Boater.
Yeah, Dave, does this have to do with the fact that we're half an hour in and haven't talked at all about yesterday's big announcement?
I mean, we did actually kind of go over it quickly, but would you like to smash into the bigger announcement?
I would love to. So I'm looking back in chat, and I think most of you were able to tune in to the big announcement on Behind the Counter yesterday. That of course Spectrum did their damnedest to make sure that we couldn't get across, but we overcame, we persevered. Dave, may I say what has us so excited?
Please do, Boater.
Insane Games, the store that we typically that we broadcast out of in normal times, is going to be moving within Wilton Mall to another space, a space that is much larger. Dave, what does the scouter say about the square footage?
It's over 9,000.
No, Steve, that was Weenie Hut Jr. Let's come on. Really give it a go.
I'm good. You.
I'll do it again. Dave, what does the scouter say about the square footage?
My God, Boater, it's over 9,000.
What, 9,000?
Yes. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Over
that actually
9,
broke little pieces of plastic everywhere.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen,
you were trying to get Dan to say it's over 9,000 so many times last night.
I managed to get it though. Both Dan, me, and Boater,
and Mike,
and now Mike also said it.
Yeah. So the location is a former Victoria's Secret. And yeah, it's really cool because it's kind of like 2 spaces next to each other that are connected. And so the plan is to have Insane Games, the store, still open, fully operational in one half, and then a dedicated streaming studio in the other half. I love it.
So for those of you that are curious about it, on the left on your screen right now is going to be Insane Games, where you're going to enter and immediately be greeted by Funko Pops, video games, collectibles, and the personalities who work at the store, such as myself and Dan and Mike, who handle the day-to-day. And then the black archway next to it is going to be potentially not public access, is what we're hoping, but we have yet to finalize that. But the black archway is going to be the entrance of the exact same size as Insane Games, but Insane Games TV is going to have, as they say, Lebensraum. Are you guys keeping the pink outside? Maybe.
I think it would kill Dan just a little, and so I vote yes.
I did hear it on good authority that me, Boater, and Steve are potentially being elected to stand in that glass window, wearing something.
And just model the latest merch.
Yep.
I mean, there are 3 windows.
There are 3 windows. Well, I know what we're doing. Dance, monkey, dance. So very exciting news. It's been really, really hard to having known this for over a month now.
Yeah.
And hearing the trials and tribulations of this space potentially being ours, potentially not, potentially being ours. Having gone in there, having run around, having skinned my knee, having cried for a little bit, then gotten over it. So I am very excited.
I vote for this.
I am a paying subscriber of 4 months, and I get a say. We'll make at least one video just for More Like Rigor Mortis of us getting shoved into that glass cabinet.
Yeah.
As long as those Insane Games TV face masks.
Yeah, my sister's been crying for those real bad. And, so very excited for the big move. November 1st is the projected date as we speak right now. By the way, if you like anything you visually see on Insane Games TV, in relation to the logos, the displays, the scenes that the things happen on, and stuff like that, that is 1,000% thanks to the fucking man, the host of the Dream Team, and one of the hardest working people on just in the Capital District. But infinite thanks go out to Tom for all of his talent, all of his work. Mike, Tom, Johnny, and Dan have been working tirelessly to get the space ready as quickly as possible. As we speak right now, Dan, Tom, and Johnny are down there, crushing it, painting, getting things set so that the walls are ready in the store, and so that Insane Games TV can start getting some of the customizations up and things like that.
Yeah, so like I've been inside there once. I was talking with Dan about some of the plans, and he was walking me through the plans. Like, before it was even finalized, he had the keys and he's walking around and talking about the plans for it. You've had the opportunity to be in there a lot more, especially since it's been official. And yeah, I am so excited. Dave nearly spilled the beans on stream with me on Sunday when he was like, "Hey Boda, you've been playing Star Wars Squadron so much, you should take your Starfighter set and bring it to the new space since we'll have the space." And I was just like, "Yes, space, because we're in space, Dave."
It was a throwaway statement. Nobody picked up on it, and it didn't really get
Yeah, and I probably had like 2 people watching, so it's fine. But
so
we've been really excited for this. I really can't wait. And November 1st is so close already.
Yes.
I lay claim to that back office.
I am infinitely excited. I know some of the Garnted cult has reached out with offers of attempting to expressing a will to want to help to get stuff done in the store. Because right now I've been getting to go in there, as Boder said, but it's to paint, to move slat walls, to do work, because the space needs a lot of rehabbing. Because when Victoria's Secret pulled out of the space, they left a lot of things, but they also went over the walls and they just scribbled in various colors of paint over all of their logos or cut them off of the walls. So there's big gaps or things like that need to get repaired and things like that. And Tom and Johnny have been masterminding, making sure that electricals are all good for everything.
Yep. Gotta make sure that the cable connections for the internet are good.
Well, again, speaking of which, we're getting our day 2 of fuck you, Spectrum, because they sent a technician in here and he replaced our modem, and it clearly hasn't done shit for us. So thanks a lot.
It probably is the wiring. I don't know. Some rat just decided to eat through it or something. Because it's not the PC.
That it is bullshit on Spectrum's part that they don't want to actually provide the internet we're paying for, because that is their MO. And if you look up Spectrum and throttling people's internet and then New York State, you can find out about the court ruling that's happening about that, by the way.
Uh-huh. Maybe we should keep people as updated on that as we are about Epic versus Apple.
So if by next week you're still seeing the audio-only version, you will know that the good fight is still being fought, and that Spectrum still deserves to be called Fucktrum.
Yeah, if it comes to it, it will be a nicer screen to look at least for audio only. I'll have like an interactive waveform or something. I'm kind of excited for it, but I would be more excited to be back in the store.
So, had a couple stories, had a couple things for this, but I did want to pitch to both you, Boater, to you guys out there, and to you, Steve. What's something, now that you hear that it is in fact over 9,000, crush, and there is so many other things going on for Insane Games TV, pie in the sky, in the next calendar year, what's something you want to do, something you want to have happen, or something you envision and are executing? Who wants to go first?
Oh man, something that we're excited that we want within the next year, something that we want Insane Games TV to be doing. I would love like a full schedule of 9 in the morning to midnight kind of thing. And you open up in the morning with some sort of morning show that is a morning podcast, has that feeling of morning talk show that you might have on a radio, whatever, showing clips from the previous day. Here's what you might have missed yesterday. Here's what's coming up this upcoming week, and here's clips from this upcoming day. Like, oh, it's Wednesday, so we're gonna have the Dream Team. We're gonna have Weekend Wednesday. Here's some clips from them from last week as we roll into the next week. So that's just one idea for a morning show. And just something where eventually we get to the point where it's basically a TV station on Twitch that we're just running out of our studio space with so much talent and so much cool stuff. And I don't know if we'll get to that full point in the next year, but every step that we've made this past year, because Insane Games TV has been on the air since December, we've been doing just really great steps forward. It's been forward basically the entire time. Even when we went into quarantine and we had to take that step back, okay, sorry, I started to mix metaphors there. Yes, we didn't step back, we stepped sideways, but ever forward. And I'm excited to see how we continue forward with the new space.
Steve, you got any pie in the sky ideas and visions, offices you want, chairs you want to sit in?
I want my goddamn back office, please. Please. And when Dan and I were filming that little video for Behind the Counter for yesterday, he mentioned go-kart track. That will be pretty cool too.
A go-kart track, Steve, you say?
Like little scooters racing around that one area.
Oh my God. Steve, breaking news. Dan's buying us all go-karts.
You heard it here first on the Nerd Glasses podcast.
You heard it here first? From Steve. Steve, thank you so much. Steve, video editor for Insane Games TV, we'll see for how long, has promised that Dan is buying.
No, take over. So what's that one that's over in the corner?
Every broadcaster on Insane Games TV. You know what? In fact, we're going to open this. You get a go-kart, and you get a go-kart, and you get a go-kart.
Do you remember where, so this was probably before your time, but Insane Games' predecessor used to be in a spot in the mall that, all the walls were torn down and it became Shoe Depot, and now it's Home Goods or something? What's over in that corner? It's a huge space, and that should be a go-kart track that we own.
In the mall, I mean, Home Goods is now the space where that is.
Okay. Yeah, I want a big space like that. We should just be like, Home Goods, get the hell out. This needs to be an indoor go-kart track.
I am very excited also that Boater yesterday, and I can't believe he's burying this one, accepted a challenge against me for 1v1 hoops.
Yeah, because they were talking about setting up basketball hoops in the in like an open spot of the studio space.
Oh, it's going to be happening. There is an entire basketball court-sized space, and there will be hoops put on either end, and b-ball will be played during hours.
I said that as bad as we both are at basketball, I'm pretty sure I would still beat Dave at basketball.
That's accepting a challenge.
Yep.
And so when the nets go up,
I'll write it down.
The rubber will go down, and we will find out which one of these two nerds is more in not shape. I don't.
Yeah, after 5 minutes, we both collapse, and the last 55 minutes of Nerd Glasses, we're still catching our breath as we try to go through the rest.
Just us laying on the ground with Steve as a jersey going, as a ref going, hey, gonna have to penalize you if you don't move.
So we can totally do that.
All right, so I know chat had given some ideas. I want to see Dave in VR playing horror games. Okay.
Oh, I would love a VR area, complete with like little bumpers. So it's like you try to walk off the edge, and it's like, no, stop it.
Resident Evil 7 VR. That would be a lot of fun to do horror VR. I would definitely be up for Dave Gets Scared, more of those things. I know I personally am very excited.
They've made Bendy and the Ink Machine in VR.
They have.
We never finished that. We never did episode 5. Sigh.
Indeed. But as I was saying, I'm very excited for the space because it's finally going to allow the different pursuits that I've really wanted to do for the Weekend Wednesday, for Sunday service, for many other streams on Insane Games TV, which is that I've always brought in a host of co-hosts and other guests and things like that, but it's been in various spaces and to various degrees because of COVID and restrictions and things like that. But with a space like this, I'll finally be able to do Magic the Gathering streams, do more board game related content. I do have in brewing for Insane Games TV. An actress friend of mine is a dungeon master, and she already does, or a game master as it's called now in 2020. She already hosts a bunch of games digitally. So I'll be tagging her to do a tabletop game with some people that are not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons and the like, and that's all the tease I will do of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I am so excited to get space to be able to put up set pieces, to be able to create in the space. Well, I'll finally be able to potentially do some performing arts, a la stand-up, a la these things. And it's not going to be in the style of me standing off camera and yelling or things like that. This space is going to open up for so many possibilities and make available so many things that previously we weren't able to because, honestly, when you're behind the counter, there's a certain amount of trust and levy we have to lay with the people we invite on the program and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I'm just, not like, oh, you're whatever. Is when we move in, whether it's so November 1st is the new store opening date. The studio will be a little bit behind that, I think, still being set up. But like, once we're in there, I've got plans for what I want to have on my Citadel set. Like, we're gonna have separate sets for these. We don't have to be like, all right, cool, Dan's done with Danny NASCAR. Now let me go get the bin from the back and take out the Gundam and take out all the My Little Pony and all that stuff and set them up on the table. We'll have them in a standing set that stays there. Like, that's not exactly a little thing, but that's like an immediate thing that I'm really excited for.
Valhalla Rando, Beat Saber for days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And thank you to Dan for opening up these possibilities for us to pursue. these avenues and these venues under the banner of Insane Games TV. Very excited to get to do this. Cannot wait. And thank you, everyone who watches I know I said this yesterday, but this really is due in full part to you, the people that watch every week. Whether you watch one program on Insane Games TV, or if you're like Vladdy and you psychotically watch as much as you possibly can, because he's always watching one stream, at least 2 streams a day. Thank you, everyone, for your support, for your subscriptions, for your donations. I know Streamlabs put a link in the chat for the merch and all these things. Insane Games TV doesn't happen without you, the audience. So thank you, guys. This is going to be so much fun, and it's going to be everything. Insane Games TV is never going back to the way it was before. It can't now at this point. We didn't let COVID, I know I said this yesterday again, but we didn't let COVID stumble us. We didn't let COVID stop us. We haven't let all the things that have happened with our company slow us down, Insane Games itself, and we're not going to ever again.
Yeah.
Insane Games is moving into the future, and you guys can choose to join us, or you can choose to get out of the way. The choice is yours.
Wow. I think everyone that's here in chat has been with us this whole way and is just happy and with us to see us move forward. And hopefully between what we bring to the table, what No Look podcast brings to the table, Behind the Counter, what every single program does, hopefully anyone that tunes in is ready to take that path with us too.
I have a feeling that everyone is, and I know that I'm very excited that there are more programs just waiting in the wings for us. There's some Monday streams that are being mulled over. There is a very big Fortnite streamer who is potentially going to be joining us, not on the level of a ninja, but on the level of a damn good Fortnite streamer. Not to say that OC5 isn't, but OC5 has really moved into Call of Duty and made a home.
Mm-hmm.
So these programs and more are coming to Insane Games TV, and it is going to be the fucking wettest thing.
I'd love to see OC5 versus the new guy.
Oh, God. We definitely have to do that. I mean, at one point, we may even just be able to have our own Battle Royale of the Insane Games TV personalities. Actually, it'd be really easy just to throw us all in PUBG and we can all claim we died to the bots. Ba-dum-bum. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, Dave. Well, then, I guess I'm sitting on the dark side, eating Browies and having a great time. And you can either join me or you can get out of the way. So, Boater, I know you've been playing a lot of different games on the Citadel, but what are we looking at next on Insane Games TV?
Yep, Citadel follows, and although eventually with the new studio space we are going to get this set so that we don't go offline and have a countdown, anything like that, we're going to do the kind of standard thing right now where we go offline for a minute and a half, I switch around a couple things, and we get the 10-minute pre-roll going, and when that's done, we will be playing the single-player campaign of Star Wars Squadrons. I've played it once, I really enjoyed it, I need to play it again, and because I have some nitpicks on it and want to point out what it does well and not so well with storytelling, it makes a perfect fit for the Citadel.
Very nice. So make sure to stay tuned in for that. In fact, you know what? When we go offline here, go to the bathroom, pop yourself some popcorn, throw something in the microwave, come back, hit refresh on your browser, and there will be Boater on the Citadel flying through space.
I'm excited. So, Dave, thank you for your flexibility as well, for being able to come in via audio when Fox Spectrum was fucking us over. And Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited for One Man's Trash premiering sometime after 5 o'clock this Saturday on our YouTube channel.
Thank you both for having me. It's been a blast.
Glad to. And in the future, Steve, definitely keep us abreast of some interesting things that you've gotten after the episodes go live, of course, that you might want to bring in, show off, or have us hold up on the program and go, look, like, we'll be thinking of some interesting things to try to see if you can find and or do on your journeys.
Please make them at least PG-13.
At most PG-13?
No.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, go with not getting the YouTube channel banned.
How fast can a YouTube channel get demonetized? Tune in to find out.
We'll hit the new speedrun record for that.
I mean, if PewDiePie hasn't gotten demonetized, bam! So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the more sidestep episodes of the Nerd Glasses, where audio only and things like that. Some of us at home, some of us in the studio. Steve's wearing a mariachi hat. It's a wonderful time for everybody.
Don't forget the maracas.
So make sure, if you haven't yet, now's a great time to hit that follow button. It's right there below the Insane Games TV logo, right below Boater's logo. Hit that follow, get your shout out. More like Rigor Mortis, by the way. Thank you very much for the update on your subscription. I do hope you enjoy using your mic face, giving people what we call the lips, and more things of that nature. But make sure to stay tuned in right here for Insane Games TV for more podcasts, for more adventures, and more streaming. Notwithstanding, next, the Citadel, where Boater will be taking you to the deepest reaches of space in Star Wars Squadrons.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you so much for joining us. For all of us at Insane Games TV, I've been Dave Man.
And I've been Boater.
I've been on the side.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great night.
Have a good one.